going to show you an easy way to hoop up fabric. So first off, usually you need to be marked in the center somewhere so you know where you're embroidering. And so what we want to do is first off, take a look at your hoop. You have a bracket on the left side and a little kind of quick release and screw down here at the bottom right. Also, your inner hoop is going to read the size that it is. This one is 240 by 150. So this is the biggest hoops that comes with the machine. Now, I always say that you always should use the hoop closest to the design size. So this is a great size as an optional hoop. It's a 120 by 120, about a 5 by 5 embroidery area. And that is available at your Husqvarna Viking store. So first off, when you are actually doing your hooping, I want to show you. Okay, so we marked that with a fabric marker. My new favorite is the Frixion pens. They come away or go away with the heat of an iron, which is super fast. They also make different colors. When I need to mark on a black or dark fabric, I use the Clover white marking pen because also heat of the iron, gone, love it. All right, the next thing you want to do, I always use some spray adhesive. This is like insurance for making sure that you don't accidentally stretch your fabric while you're hooping it. And we're going to kind of lightly bond the fabric to the stabilizer. This is a tearaway stabilizer. We're using a cotton fabric, a woven fabric, so 2 layers of tearaway is just fine. We have a whole video on like a crash course on stabilizers. And then this spray adhesive, this is kind of a newer one. Noticing I'm just spraying the 2 layers together. This is Web Bond from Mettler, and it has a little bit more direct spray, so I'm a little bit safer spraying around my machine. Usually set up a little spray area so you don't have any extra spray getting on stuff that you don't want. Also too, we'll spray the stabilizer again. Not our fabric, because it's a one-sided spray. All right. I love the fact that these don't gum up my needle. 505 spray is the other favorite, but just because this has more of a little bit of a direct spray, it's been kind of bumped the 505 spray out of my recommendation list. Okay, next, for getting things in here straight, you've got little marks on the inside of the hoop here. So as you are lining up your lines, you can kind of use those to see if you are straight or crooked here. So I'm just going to get a general closeness. And also too, since I need to make sure I'm over my stabilizer, I'll just come up just a little bit. Okay, next, you're going to lay your outside hoop kind of beside it, but you need to loosen this screw. The looser it is, the easier it is, and then that's going to just push down nicely. Now, why are we using actually 2 layers of stabilizer? That's because you get strength with numbers. So I'm going to stand up just to get a little bit more of a downward push into this hoop. I'm going to kind of come up here to the top part, slide that in, see if I'm still semi-straight, looks good. And it should just drop fairly easily into the hoop. It should be fairly loose, but before you go ahead and tighten this screw, what you want to do is close the quick release lever. And once you're closed, then tighten this hoop. This little quick release lever is great because once let's say we're going to do 3 more hoopings of the same fabric and stabilizer combination. Next time I go to put the next piece in, all I have to do is open this, put my fabric in, hoop it, and then close it. I don't have to be messing with the screw every single time. So I'm going to tighten the screw as tight as I can turn it with my fingers. That's usually good. Then the last thing I always talk about is that right now, you can kind of hear the hoop rubbing against the table. So I'm going to take my fingers on the inside hoop here, or my thumbs, and push the hoop just a little past flush back here. So it almost gives it just a little bit more tighten, plus it'll make the hoop not sound like it's rubbing against the machine. Sometimes you might get a little pinch of stabilizer and fabric down in this corner. It's okay, that is not really where your embroidery is going to be. Now listen, nice and quiet. Now, to go ahead and put this onto the machine, you want to make sure that on the screen, the little calibration intro has already been cleared and the module has moved the arm into position. Okay, so now all we have to do is go ahead and slide this underneath the foot. Notice that I could go ahead and do that, or if I had a little thick fabric, I can lift the foot up by pushing the up button. Go ahead and take and slide the little bracket on the side of the hoop into the little mouth and push hard. You want to make sure you hear a click. Now don't push down on this while you're putting it in. That's only for releasing it. Push down and pull towards you, and just make sure that when you push it in, you hear that final click. That is the proper way to attach the hoop to the embroidery module. Now we're ready to embroider.